incredibly heartbroken. I can say that. And we just want answers. We just want answers. We want to know what happened. There's a lot of speculation, but there's one thing, one fact that I do know is that my brother was unarmed. That's what I do know.
This morning, the family of Terrance Crutcher demanding answers after a Tulsa, Oklahoma police officer shot and killed the 40-year-old man on Friday. Outrage is building in the community and across the nation as a shocking video of the shooting spreads. Folks, we want to warn you, it is, again, stunning and shocking video. This here is a dash cam. Excuse me, this is the helicopter view. Guys, can you pull the audio up, please?
That looks like a bad dude, too, to be honest with you.
Which way are they facing?
Police 1, they're facing westbound. I think he may have just been tasered.
Shots fired!
Ooh.
321, we have shots fired. We have one suspect down. We need MC here.
They need to get this eastbound closed down if they could, because they're not going to be able to let anybody.
Okay. Police 1, we're going to need to get eastbound 36th Street North. Actually, we're just going to need 36th Street North shut down.
All right, folks, that was the helicopter view. You heard the helicopter pilot say that looks like a bad man. Officers were responding to an unrelated call when they spotted Crutcher's SUV stalled in the middle of the road. Crutcher is then seen walking away from officers with his hands raised. Officers say Crutcher ignored commands and reached into his SUV. That's when he was tased by an officer. Then another officer shot him. No weapon was found at the scene. Now, folks, that was a helicopter view. Let's please pull up the dash cam video so you can see that angle as well. Now, the officer who shot Crutcher is Betty Shelby. She is now on administrative leave. The police chief is promising a thorough investigation into the shooting.
I will just make this promise to you. We will achieve justice in this case. It will be presented to the right people. We asked the Justice Department in on it immediately through the U.S. Attorney's Office, Northern District of Oklahoma. I want to assure our community, and I want to assure all of you and people across the nation who are going to be looking at this, we will achieve justice, period.
Folks, we're about to show you now. This is the dash cam video. So you will see from another angle what took place on the ground. And again, this is one of the cars pulling up. One officer's already on the scene. You see Crutcher there walking slowly with his hands up, going back to his car. It raises the question, why have a gun pulled on Crutcher when his vehicle was stalled? You see him, then he goes towards his car. Now you see two officers, now three, now four, all of them guns drawn, and his vehicle was simply stalled in the middle of the road. Why did they pull the trigger and kill Terrance Crutcher? It's Terrance Crutcher. Let's go to the phone lines, please. We're joined by Attorney Ben Crump, who's representing the Crutcher family, and also representing, of course, the families of Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin. Ben, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Great. Do we also have Dr. Tiffany Crutcher, his sister?
We do.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Tiffany, I want to start with you. Our condolences, certainly, for the death of your brother. For our audience, before we get to Ben and talk about details of the cases, give our audience a sense of who your brother was.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning. I'm just trying to get it together here. Every time I hear the helicopter police and the news footage, I just get so emotional. My brother was a lovable guy. He was my twin brother. He loved to sing. He was a father of 4 beautiful kids. He was a son. He was a college student. He had just started school that same day, music appreciation class. And I just wish this was a dream. I'm up early, and I was just hoping that this was simply a dream, and I'm just trying to wrap my mind around all of it.
He was a father of 4 children?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Two
sir.
boys and two girls.
Tiffany, when did you last talk with your brother?
Well, we just celebrated our 40th birthday, August 16th, a month ago, and of course we spoke, and we told each other that we loved each other, and we were just talking about our goals and dreams and what the next 40 years of our life would look like. And he told me he was enrolling in school and that he was going to make us proud. He just wanted to become better. He was just working on himself, and
It's okay.
It's very difficult. We certainly understand that. Ben Crump, when you see this video, this is a man with a car simply stalled in the middle of the road. Cops all of a sudden, guns drawn. I mean, it's not like they got a phone call of a stolen vehicle or anything along those lines. Why in the world would cops pull their guns with a man with his hands up who's saying, my vehicle is stalled?
Absolutely, Roland. He was in distress. He was broke down, and just like the case of Jonathan Wallace in Charlotte when he had the accident.
Yeah, Jonathan Farrell.
I'm sorry, Jonathan Farrell. He needed help, and he got shot by the police. And Corey Jones broke down on the side of the road in Palm Beach. The church drummer, he needed help, and he got shot. And now we're here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where once again Terence Crutcher is broke down. He needs help. Instead, he gets a bullet in his lung. And this is by the people who are supposed to protect and serve them. And Roland, it hasn't gotten past anybody. I heard your intro. You talked about the bomber who they took alive. And yet this black man, Terence Crutcher, who committed no crime, he gets killed. And that's the problem. It's an epidemic in America when black people, especially black men, and black women too, have accidents. Instead of getting help, we get treated like criminals. We get treated like suspects. And this is the crux of the matter. This is the problem. And so we have to, as a community, come together and say, we're not going to allow you to continue to get away with this. We're going to call you out on it, and we're going to make you do something about it. And I'm so proud of the community here in Tulsa who have taken a stand and demanding action right now from the mayor, from the police chief, and the prosecutor. They're demanding specific action, Roland.
This is certainly one of those cases where already the cops are saying that, well, he was reaching into a vehicle. Ben, as you see that video, is that what the video shows?
It does not show that, Roland. And you go look at that video for yourself. He's walking very slowly. He has his hands up. Even the helicopter makes the comment that where he has his hands up, he's complying. But he gets to the car, and they tase him right before she shoots him. So when you look at that video, when you see his body jerk, that is from him being tased. So
it begs to ask why would someone tase him and then the next cop shoots him? Isn't that the point of being tased?
Exactly. Roland, you're exactly on point. And everybody who looks at this says, hold on, you used excessive force clearly because you didn't even give the taser a chance to work, a non-lethal interaction with him, an opportunity to work. Your response was he was a big, bad dude. And that's what they said about Tiffany's twin brother.
This is certainly a very difficult story to deal with. As you heard the police chief say, the Department of Justice, they've asked them to come in. Ben Crump, we certainly appreciate it as well. Tiffany Crutcher, we thank you. And certainly our condolences go out to you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I want to quickly go to my panel. They're assembled in D.C. with attorney A. Scott Bolden, who joins us right now, partner Reed Smith Law Firm, Rashad Robinson, Executive Director of colorofchange.org, Liz Copeland, Founding President, Urban Conservative Project, Inc., and Jordan Cheriton, of course, with the Young Turks. This is just, first of all, I got to start with you, Scott. as an attorney, you see this. It's just amazing. You tase a guy, and all of a sudden, seconds later, you're pumping bullets into his body.
And just unbelievable. You know, as a former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney, I have investigated, prosecuted, and defended these cases. And this video is hard to watch. If you've got family, if you've got kids, it just borders on the nonsensical. If you break that video down frame by frame, Roland, you see the taser actually does work. He falls to the ground. He doesn't have a weapon. There are no allegations of violence. I don't care whether he reached in the vehicle or not. That's when they tased him, and they had full control of the situation. The second thing that jumps out at you is that you have 4 to 6 officers around him with their guns drawn, and he's walking away with his hands up, and he's not aggressive towards the police. Why didn't they just grab him and put him down? It just makes no sense. And you and I talk a lot about measured judgment, matching what's going on the ground, and these police officers just failed in every regard. I'm confident to say that.
You know, as long as we don't have accountability in this country, as long as we don't have an incentive structure where training and other things are not in place, we will continue to see this over and over again, because police officers are not incentivized to de-escalate when black people are involved, because black people are not seen as human, and there is no accountability for that. And so police officers over and over again find ways to de-escalate when white people are involved. We saw that very clearly in South Carolina with Dylan Roof, and over again, video after video, community after community. I feel like every other month I am in some other conversation with Ben Crump or his firm about another situation, and each time we continue to see a situation where the incentive structure is off, because you know, black folks are not simply seen as human.
Jordan, you see him walking very slowly, hands raised. I'm just trying to understand, what more can a guy do in a situation? His car broke down.
It's unbelievable. You have someone who has his hands raised. What is the necessity for 4 officers to rush him, a police helicopter? It's almost like, what are you de-escalating? Unless there's something we don't know, that it's a broken down car.
They're escalating.
Yeah, they're
not de-escalating.
I literally, I had a flat tire 2 weeks ago. I was kind of in the middle of the road. Didn't happen to me. So I also think it's very telling and revealing when the helicopter says, "Looks like a bad dude." You can tell that from the sky.
Right, precisely.
You're seeing right in front of you. There's a lot more than, you know, physical retraining that needs to go on in the police departments of America.
Liz, what you have is the cops making an assessment. You know nothing about this guy, and all of a sudden, he looks like a bad dude.
Right, and you hear oftentimes, most recently, that police departments across the country are doing training on implicit bias and how they can reduce that. This is explicit bias, and I have to say, watching that video was traumatizing. I'm in the studio here crying, seeing another black man lose their life, and while my mom is white, my father's black, my husband's black, my sons are black, and their lives matter, and I cannot stress that as an African-American woman, that it's important for us to stand beside other African-Americans and say, we are in this together. We will no longer accept this type of behavior from individuals who are supposed to protect and serve us. There's no justification for them to come to a conclusion in the helicopter that he is a bad man, other than the fact that he was a swarthy individual who happened to be standing and turning around. And just to Jordan's point, we have someone who is a suspected terrorist who is taken alive and is being treated for his wounds, but we have black men who lose their lives oftentimes when they interact with the police.
And by the way, Roland, it doesn't matter that he's not following police orders, that he's walking away. It doesn't matter. He's not a threat. They could have simply grabbed him, arrested him, moved the car, and kept it moving, and he'd be with his twin sister today.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.